So the equation for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Center is hk. We take it out opposite. Radius is r. This is arc length, which is theta r. Area is 1/2 theta r squared, and theta must be in radian measure. You also have to know that the conversion from degrees to radians is going to be pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Now, I put the test objectives online, and the test objective, this worksheet is based on those test objectives. There are a whole lot more problems on this worksheet than are on the test, and the reason why I did that is because on these problems, I could give you L and theta, or I could give you theta and R, or I could give you L and R. So what I tried to do is give you one of each type, so that regardless of what I put on the test, you had something to work with. Same thing for this one. Hold on, let me think of, all right, what else do you need to know? You need to be aware that when you rotate 90 degrees that of a point xy, that is going to be the opposite of yx. You need to know that when you rotate 180 degrees of the ordered pair xy, that it is going to be negative x, negative y. You need to know that when you rotate 270 degrees of an ordered pair xy, that is going to be y, negative x. All right, in the event I should give you r of negative 270 or r of negative 90, you need to know that those basically represent the same thing. So you've got to know this, and I've asked you to learn this many, many times, and if I have to put it on every test for the rest of the school year, we'll do it until you get it. Yes? No, it is negative x, negative y. We only flip on the other two. Yes?
Negative yx, 180 is negative x, negative y, 270 is y, negative x, 360 is
xy. All right. So with that said, this is online if you need to do it, if you didn't write it down. Now we're going to start, and I'm going to ask for questions from you all because I want to make this review. I want to target that which you need the most. So Lucas has his hand up first. You need to raise your hand to ask a question. Yes, sir. 12. All right. So as I go through this, I'm going to try to give you some clues as to what you can do in order to do this well. Notice that 12 through 18 are in words, 19 and 20 is in pictures. You've got both on the test. I think 16. So there's 10 less than what you had here. Okay? So on 12, we have a circle. In a circle, a central angle intercepts an arc of length 11 centimeters. So one of the pieces of information you've been given is 11 centimeters. So we have arc length, which is theta r. We've got area, which is 1/2 theta r squared. The most important thing you do to start these problems is choose the right formula. So I'm going to read through the problem, and I'm going to ask you a question. So listen carefully. In a circle, a central angle intercepts an arc of length 11 centimeters. Find the measure of the central angle in radians if the diameter is 16 inches. Did you hear the word area?
No.
So what formula are you going to pick, Nathan? That's correct. So it's arc length. So what does the 11 represent, Nathan?
The length.
The length of the arc, correct. It can't be theta because centimeters is not an angle measure. All right, then what?
And then the theta is, we don't know that. That's what we're trying to find.
Okay, when you look at the question, look to see what it says. Find the central angle means you better have theta, theta, or you're not going to find what you need. And then what?
And then radius is 8.
Okay, so they did not give you the number 8. They told you the diameter was 16 inches. I just want to make sure you're aware that this is inches, which again says it can't be theta because theta has to either be degrees or radians. Another clue is if these units were area units, what would be with this inches? It would be square inches or it would be square centimeters. These are all little clues when you're on the EOC that will help you decipher these problems. All right? All important little piece of information. All right, so Nathan, can you explain where you got the 8 from?
The radius.
How did you get the radius to be 8?
Because it says the diameter is 60 inches, the radius is divided by 2.
Okay, so diameter is double a radius. So now how do we solve this?
You have to multiply by the reciprocal.
Which is?
1/8.
Let's not worry about it. You got a long time before the bell rings. So this is going to be 11 over 8. Next question. Wendy has her hand up. Sorry. She beat you.
Okay, so I have no clue how to do 18 or 20.
Okay. So we're going to start with 18. All right. It says, and again, what word are you listening to hear?
Area.
And if you don't hear it, what must it be?
Probably.
Okay. So it says, find the measure of the diameter of a circle if a central angle that measures 5 pi over 6 radians subtends an arc. What does subtend mean?
Cut off.
Cuts off an arc that is 60 centimeters. What did you not hear? You did not hear the word area, which means it's going to be arc length. And you didn't hear, but you could be finding the area. Leslie. Stephanie. Stephanie. Okay, if they don't give you theta and they say what is the area of the circle for circle and circumference? So that would be 2 pi, most likely. Right. Okay. For what? All right. So now, let's go back. They say find the measure of the diameter. What does that mean we don't know? We don't know the radius. So if we don't know the radius, we better not put anything in for r. Then it gives us 5 pi over 6, and this is the most important thing I can impress upon you all, is the word that follows. That word radians screams what? It is theta, correct. So we're going to put 5 pi over 6 in for theta. We know that r stays r, and therefore when they say subtends an arc that is 60 centimeters, notice it's not centimeters squared, 60 goes in for L. Trevor, thank you for raising your hand. I will not count off on that, but you recall on the last test, on the multiple choice, you had 2 answers that were exactly the same, but with different units. Yes, that was tricky of them, wasn't it? So I think that units are, I know on the AP exam, units are incredibly important. I think we need to be, it would be nice if you put units. All right, how do we solve for r if this is a fraction? Now, that means the pi is in the denominator. 6 over 5 pi. So that's 360 over 5, which reduces to 72 over pi. All right, so I didn't leave it that way. I went ahead and I did the division, and I got 22.92. But remember, and this is good, and you'll have almost all the credit, but they didn't ask for the radius, they asked for the what? So how do we go from here to the diameter? So the diameter is going to be 22.92 times 2, which is 45.84. Next question? Yes. Yes. Question about this question. If you left it in fraction form, then it would be 144 over pi. Yes, I will accept either. Trevor. Okay. Okay, 60 times 6 divided by 5.
Oh, 'cause that's like 5.
What I did is I said 5 divides 60 12 times. 12 times 6 is 72. That was my thought
What
process.
about the 6 over 5 pi bar?
Okay, and 5 pi simplifies, the 6's simplify, leaving me with r. Okay, yes. No. Then take off your sweatshirt. All right, 15. All right, on 15, this was, this is the season of Thanksgiving. And a lot of people, for things, I do. Actually, I like chocolate chip pecan pie. All right, listen. Shh. I want you to listen for a key word. Lucas. What is the length of the radius of a piece of pecan pie whose top surface area is 24 pi and whose central angle measures pi over 4 radians? What word did you hear? So therefore, that means we're using this formula. We'll go back now. They want the length. It says, what is the length of the radius? Do we know it? So that means r stays r. It says the surface area is 24 pi. I'm on 15. So what A is 24 pi because that's the area. And they said whose central angle measures pi over 4. Keyword? Central angle is definitely a keyword. And if you missed that keyword, what's the second keyword? Radians. That all points to what? Theta. What's your question, Lucas? You sure? All right. So now we got 24 pi is equal to pi over 8 r squared. So I think I'm going to ask Wendy, how are we going to disconnect this since that's a fraction?
Don't you divide, oh, no, you times it by 8 pi
8
over pi.
over pi.
And then times the other by 8 over pi.
So then we're going to, the pi simplify, don't they?
Yeah.
And 8 times, bless you, is going to be 192 is equal to r squared. Now, we talked about this on the Pythagorean theorem. To undo a square, we have to. And what did I ask to see? And what else did I ask to see? A positive or negative. Now, why do I want to see this? Is it for our purposes this year?
Yes. No.
It's for next year, all right? My intermediate algebra kids are having to do this in what they're doing. And what did they forget? Yes, it did. And that created, they only got one solution when they should have had 2. So I'm trying to keep you from doing that. So when you square root, you get 13.86. And that would, I didn't give you units on that problem, so you wouldn't know. All right, next question. Because how do you, okay. All right, Ethan raised his hand. What would you like, Ethan? 9. All right, 9. Write the equation of a circle in standard form.
Oh, wait, that was the...
8. All right, so I'm glad that someone's finally asked for one of these. I think this is something that we need to go over. Let's go back to the beginning. All right, here's the beginning. Listen carefully. This is a mistake many people made on their circle quiz. You will not transform the equation. Stephanie, what did I just say? Who heard me? Maria, what did I just say? You do not transform the equation. You do not transform the equation. You transform the center, you transform the radius, and this is not the center and this is not the radius. Nathan's going to tell me what the center is. Okay, he pulled it out opposite. You must pull these out opposite. Trevor's going to tell me the radius. Okay, well, give me the radius at the moment. So the radius is 5. So I got 2 of them up.
Wait, Miss 5, we do this all the time. Can you do this for just kids who just don't know what they're doing, like me?
No, Stephanie, are you willing to be my recorder? Are you willing? Or are you going to pass? Yes, you may pass.
Maybe we should have 2 recorders.
All right, Albert. All right. All right, so the rate now. All right, so I just lost my cursor, but I can't see it. You with me? This is number, oh, actually, what did I just do? This is number 5. Oh, whoa.
That happened last time.
All right, so I think what I'm going to do is hope that this will work. Mm-hmm.
My mom had her cursor.
All right, so let's start over again. This is x plus 7 squared. This is y minus 1 squared equals 25. All right, Nathan said the center is negative 5, 1. Trevor said the radius is 5. Negative 7, 1. All right, I said it wrong, but I wrote it right? All right, our dilation, that's a D, is 2p. That means about the circle center, and then we've got a translation that's negative 2, 6. All right. So this is something that you probably should have in your notes. The translation is for the center only. The dilation is for the radius only. I can't tell you how many people wanted to multiply the center by 2. We're dilating over the center of the circle, so that means the center does not get dilated, just the radius. All right.
Wait, why?
Because we're dilating over the center of the circle, which means the center is not changing, the circle is just getting bigger.
How come?
If we were doing it over the origin, then we would have to do that. But the example I saw online at the EOC people was dilating it over the center. All right, so the translation's going to come first. And Caitlin, what do we do? Caitlin's not here? Okay. Did I mark her absent? Well, I know that someone turned her. Okay. So, Miriam. Miriam's here. So what are we? It says negative 2, 6. It's all about the center. So what am I going to do?
Negative 2 minus 7, 6 plus 1.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add negative 2 to negative 7 and 6 to 1. Okay?
Why did you add negative 2? Why can't you just add it?
Because negative 7 minus 2 is the same thing as adding a negative 2. And I think better in addition than I do in subtraction, but you're more than welcome to subtract it. I want to impress upon you that this is not done opposite. This is done as you see it. So your new center becomes negative 9, 7. All right, now we're going to do the dilation. It involves the radius only. Tara, what am I supposed to do to this radius? So my new radius is 5 times 2, or 10. But that doesn't finish the problem because I asked for the equation of this circle. Mackenzie? You're putting this back in our equation. Can we write the general form back up?
Isn't the x plus, x plus minus negative 9.
Right, minus negative 9, what?
And then x
Squared, okay.
plus y minus
Is equal to squared. All right. Now, FYI, I do not want to see minus a minus. I want you to simplify. And if you notice on your circle quiz, I took off if you didn't take the 10 squared to what? 100. Next question. Lizzie. Number 20. Okay, question about this question. Because we dilated it by a factor of 2. Yes, because again, if we go, oh, I don't have that. Wait a minute. If I can go back to our first one, if you recall, the general form, radius is squared. All right, so let's go back over here. Lizzie. I numbered it wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, I have such issues there. We truly do have numbering issues. You have no idea.
You need to show what side?
The second number 23, I think that would be an excellent suggestion. All right, so on the second 23, I wonder if I even have an option. I don't. That's too bad. All right, how many, was a stop sign in there?
Yeah.
Did you see a stop sign?
It's more than a stop sign.
Yeah, we don't have a stop sign. Stop sign.
That's a hectic. Stop sign's 8. Stop sign's not 8.
Yeah, it is.
Are you serious?
Stop is not. Wait, I don't believe it.
That's wrong.
Don't even say anything.
Stop sign.
Octo 8.
Yeah, you said.
All right, that's a really poor drawing. I've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now, what I did not draw for you is I did not draw from the center to each one of these vertices. That was bad. I agree. That was pretty sad. Okay. Because you have to figure out what each one of these angles is. So how many angles do we have around here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the number of angles is the same as the number of sides. So how did you get 45?
360 divided by 8.
And that is 45. What that means is each one of these angles is 45. So if I want to do a rotation of 225 degrees, I need to know how many times 45 is in 225. 225 divided by 45 means 5 times. Now, it is a positive 225. Which direction do you go? Counterclockwise. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I do that? Oh, wait a minute. That's not correct. I asked you of point B. So you got to pay attention to what point I've given you. Yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where will B land? On E. So what if I gave you on number 24 a negative 90? How many 45s are in negative 90? 2 of them. Well, 2 of them in the clockwise direction.
Go on the clockwise direction.
So there's 2 45s. So if I start at D, negative means I don't go against the clock. I go with the clock. So I'll end up at F.
Yeah, but what if you do it like 2 rolls and it's 279?
Then you have to go counterclockwise. You'd still fall on F.
Yeah.
Okay. So now if you do R of 315 of D, how many 45s are in 315? 7, I believe. Starting at D, what direction this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What should it be? E. And to be honest with you, I put this on the last test because I thought these would be easy for you. But I think they were, but what did you confuse? The direction. So it's back on here so that you get the direction right. Next question. Number 20.
Yeah, I got that wrong.
You want me to do 135?
No,
26 is 3 45s. So you're going to do G and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, it ends at D.
Nobody got 20 this time.
I know, that's next.
Yeah, it was fun.
So 20. 20. No.
20 was fine.
All right. Quiet. Now listen. They've told you that this is 70 degrees. This is C, this is D, this is A, and this is B. But what they're asking for, oh, by the way, they said DA is 9 feet. They're asking you for the length of arc A, C, B, and that is at 70. How do you find the length of that arc? Okay, you're going to have something on the test where I'm not giving you exactly what you need, because that's going to be the whole nature of your EOC. So this is 290 degrees. Now, I'm looking for arc length. What's my formula? Oh, wait a minute. Let me start calling on people. Hold on. Ethan, what's my formula? L is equal to theta r. Is my angle in the form it needs to be? Caitlin, not here. Stephanie. So we have to convert, right? 290 degrees times what? Pi over 180 degrees, which is going to be 290 over 180 pi. How does that reduce? 29/18 pi. So this is going to be 29 over 18 pi. Did they give you r?
Yes.
What is r? 9. So you can multiply 29 times 9 and then simplify. I choose to simplify with easier numbers. That's 29 over 2 pi, which is the same thing as 14.5 pi on your arc length. You may leave it in a fraction, yes.
How's it?
What?
Not 2 pi.
Oh, it's 29 2 pi?
That's where
It's not 2 pi.
over. Yeah,
Over
I
2.
get that.
Because 9 divides 18 2 times. And the 2 is in the denominator. Or,
You get 9 from, oh, the radius?
yes,
Is that the reciprocal or whatever? Oh, no, that's just the radius.
that's just the radius.
Oh.
You can multiply 29 times 9 over 18 and then reduce it. I think it's easier to reduce early. Maria. 19.
You're skipping steps. It's like confusing everybody.
Well, I simplify first. All right. Listen to what I'm reading. It says, find the area of the sector of circle B if its diameter is 14. What is a key word you just heard? Area. That means your formula is going to be 1/2 theta r squared. Now, Brian mentioned the fact that there was another key word, and that was the word diameter. And they told us the diameter is 14. Are we using 14?
No.
We are using what? 7. So far we have 1/2. We have 7 squared. Have I been given area or have I been given theta? Look at your picture.
Theta.
You're given 88 degrees. Is that acceptable? No, it is not. So you have to do. So you have a lot of conversions in these problems. Yes, you have one straight conversion each way, but you're converting here also. So you have 188 over 180 pi. Now, 4 goes into 188, and 4 goes into 180. So that's how it reduced. So this is going to be 22 pi over 45. Now, this is going to be 1/2 times 22 pi over 45 times 49 over 1. I don't like big numbers. 2 divides 22 11 times. You don't have to do that. You can multiply and simplify later. This, I believe, was at 495 pi over 45.
Yeah.
I don't know what the big number was. It's going to be double that over 2.
Okay, so it's
And then when you reduce if you did a decimal,
small.
it was 11.
It's right.
And is this the wrong one? Am I thinking?
990 over 40.
I'm sorry. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Yes, it is.
This is 539.
No, 539.
539 over 45, which is 11.98 pi.
Yeah, I was right here.
11 times 40.
Well, multiply 22 times 49, multiply 2 times 45, and simplify. Yes, Miriam? number 17 said, if the diameter of a circle is 5 inches, find the area of the circle.
A equals 1/2.
All right. So I said a key word, and what was that key word, Albert? Oh, goodness. What did I just do? Okay, area. So that means for 17, we're going to use A. 17, we're going to use A is equal to 1/2 theta r squared. They told us that the diameter is 5. What's our radius? 2.5. What didn't they give us?
Theta.
Okay, but what are they asking us for? Are they asking us for the area of part of the circle or the whole circle?
Of the circle.
Whole circle. What's theta on a whole circle?
Oh,
2 pi. 6 and a little more. All right, so this is going to be 2 pi over 2 times 6.25. When you square it, that's 1. So you get 6.25 pi radians, which is the same thing as 25 over 4, I think, pi.
Wait, when do you know to use area or the other one? I know area, but what's the
If you don't see the word area, it's going to be arc length. Area is a key word. Otherwise, you should see what is the length of the arc. The length of the arc is, yes. Okay, in the problem it said if the diameter is 5, find the area of the circle. It's not part of the circle, it's the whole circle. Now, if I said circumference, number 16, what is circumference? It says, what is the circumference of a circle whose radius is 11? Did you hear the word area?
Yes.
So L is equal to theta r. They gave you a radius of 11. Did they tell you that it was part of the circle? So it's going to be the whole theta, the whole circumference is 2 pi. Anytime you hear circumference, what is that going to be? 2 pi. No. 1 pi would be a semicircle.
So, but our only homework tonight is study.
Okay, so let's talk about how you could study. I suggest that you look at the worksheet without any answers on it and do it again. All right, check your answers. Anything that you got stuck on, then you need to practice. If you want to come after school, I can give you more practice. All right? If you want to come after school, you can work on your project. And one more time, I want to repeat. I have detailed instructions online how to do that project. If you turn it